Where have you been the whole afternoon? Son, come tell it unto me. I was fishing and fowling the whole day long. Oh, mother's treachery, all through mother's treachery. Who put the blood on your right shoulder? Son, come tell it unto me. 'Tis the blood of a hare that I killed today. I killed most manfully, that I killed most manfully. The blood of the hare, it could never be so red. Son, come tell it unto me. It's the blood of a boy that I killed today. I killed most manfully, that I killed most manfully. What came between yourself and the boy? Son, come tell it unto me. 'Twas mostly the cutting of a rod. Never could come a tree, could never come a tree. What will you do when your daddy finds out? Son, come tell it unto me. I will place my foot on board of a ship and sail to a foreign country, and sail to a foreign country. What will you do with your lovely young wife? Son, come tell it unto me. She can place her foot on board of a ship and sail there after me, and sail there after me. What will you do with your two lovely babies? Son, come tell it unto me. I'll give one to me father and the other to me mother, to keep them company, or to keep them company. What will you do with your two fine race horses? Son, come tell it unto me. I will take the bridle off their necks, for run no more for me, while they'll run no more for me. What will you do with your two fine greyhounds? Son, come tell it unto me. I will take the leads from off their neck, for they'll race no more for me, for they'll race no more for me. What will you do with your houses and your land? Son, come tell it unto me. I will leave them there to the birds in the air, for there's no more welcome there for me, for there's no more welcome there for me. What put the blood? Thank you.
Well, I'm going to sing a song called The Price of the Pig. The Price of the Pig, I first heard it about 1977, when it was published in a book by Cultus Culturiern entitled Traditional Songs and Singers. And it's centred around the County Meath, I think, and it would be an extremely old song indeed, but I really don't know how old. In the year 29, when the weather was fine, I straight took my way to the sweet fair of Trim, for to sell a swine it was my design. She was plump, fat and fair, and complete in each limb. Now this pig was as mild as a lamb or a child. You could whip it all over the globe with a twig. But the truth for to tell, I sold it right well. 310 was the price that I got for my pig, with me tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, fun diddy I clapped the cash to me thigh, put a glass to me eye. Through the streets I did fly like a sporting young buck, till a sporting young dame that belonged to the game, she up to me came to be sure for good luck. She gave me the wink to go in for a drink. She inveigled me then to dance Venus's jig. And 'twas at the wheel round that she slipped her hand down, and she left me quite scarce of the price of my pig, with me tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, fun diddy I. Oh, when I missed my share, I went into despair. I went tearing me hair, seeking her up and down, each corner and lane, but it was all in vain. Sure a sprig of the damsel could never be found. To Navan next day I straight took my way, when I heard people say of a fair being in trim. But when I got there I was loaded with care. You might think I had just took me walk, but in vain. The first to roll in was Tatter Jack Flynn. He danced a few steps of a nice double jig, thinking that by and by that I'd cast me eye on the jade that robbed me of the price of my pig, with me tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, fun diddy I. Oh, be Tara, be Screen, be the Bog of Armine, be Paddy McGee, be the High Hill of Hoth, be the church, be the bell, be the big book of Kells, to swear any more, do you know that I'm loath? If the Lord of Mayo, he came to my woe, then I'm sure he would come in a chaise or a gig, and search Ireland round till that jade would be found, and he'd clap her in pound for the price of my pig, with me tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, fun diddy I. But now since it's so, 'tis homeward I'll go, my shuttle I'll throw, and from drink I'll refrain. I'll stick to my loom while youth's in my bloom, and I'll never be caught be a trump in the game. So come what it will, I surely will her kill, and I'll have the best action of Salvary's will, and for the transaction I'll have satisfaction. I'll tramp her jade bones for the price of my pig, with me tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, tour and I diddy, fun diddy I.
All alone to the banks of the dark rolling Danube, fair Adelaide did roam when the battle was o'er. Oh, where then, she cried, have you wandered, my true love? Or where do you wither or bleed on the shore? She travelled a while, the tears her eyes flooding, through the dead and the dying. She walked near and far, till she found by a river, all bleeding and dying. By the light of the moon, her poor wounded hussar, from his bosom that heaved, the last torrent was streaming. and pale was his visage, deep marked with a scar, and dimmed was the eye once expressively beaming, that had melted in love or had kindled in war. How sad was poor Adelaide's heart at the sight, and how bitterly she wept o'er the victim of war. Have you come then, he cried, this last sorrowful night for, to cheer the loved heart of your poor wounded hussar? Thou shalt live then, she cried, heaven's mercies relieving, each anguishing wound shall forbid me to mourn. Oh no, he replied, for my life is fast fading, and no light of the morn shall to Henry return. Thou charmer of life, ever tender and true, take my love to my babes who do wait me afar. Then his faltering tongue could scarce bid her adieu when he died in her arms, her poor wounded hussar.
Blackwater Side from Nelny Cronin. As I roved out one evening, as early as I strayed, it being the merry month of June, the birds sang on each shade. The sun being up so merrily and fully decked with pride, with primroses and daisies down by Blackwater side. I scarcely had but 1 mile walked, when there by chance I spied a couple walk as they did talk down by Blackwater side. He entwined her to his arms, and this to her did say, "'Tis in America I'll prove true to my lovely Irish maid." When you go to a marrying case, some pretty girls you'll see, and it won't be long till you'll forget the vows you made to me. There's not a day whilst you're away that I'll visit still these shades, where once you stole away the heart of your lovely Irish maid. When I go to a marrying case, some lovely girls I'll see, but they must be so handsome to remind me, love, of thee. There's not a tree in yon green wood, or sunny dell or shade, that always will remind me of my lovely Irish maid. There's many's a foolish youth, she said, has left old Erin's shore, has left their friends and sweethearts, perhaps to see no more. For in crossing the Atlantic foam, in the sea their graves are made, and never to return again to their lovely Irish maid. Like two fond hearts together this couple did embrace, like dewdrops upon the grass, the tears ran down each face. He entwined her to his arms, and this to her did say, I'll stay at home, I will not roam from my lovely Irish maid.
Hi everybody, Deirdre Scanlon and Shaw, and I'm here in Beannachtaí, which is thought to be the ancestral home of Brian Boru, who was High King of Ireland over 1,000 years ago. And we're just on the banks of the River Shannon, which separate the twin villages of Ballina and Killaloe and the two counties of Clare and Tipperary. So today I'm actually going to sing a Donegal song for you, and it's called The Maid of the Sweet Brown Now. Come all you lads and lassies and listen to me a while, and I'll sing for you a verse or two, 'twill cause you all to smile. It's all about a brave young man, and I'm going to tell you now how he lately came a courting of the maid of the sweet brown now. Said he, my pretty fair maid, will you come along with me? We'll both go off together and married we will be. We'll join our hands in wedlock bands, I'm speaking to you now, and I'll do my best endeavour for the maid of the sweet brown now. This fair and fickle young thing, she knew not what to say. Her eyes did shine like silver bright, and merrily did play. She said, young man, your love subdue, for I'm not ready now, and I'll spend another season at the foot of the sweet brow now. Said he, my pretty fair maid, how can you answer so? Look down in yonder valley where my crops do gently grow. Look down in yonder valley where my horses, men and plough are at their daily labour for the maid of the sweet brow now. If they're at their daily labour, kind sir, it's not for me, for I've heard of your behaviour, I have indeed, said she. There is an inn where you call in, and I've heard the people say, where you rap and you call and you pay for all and go home at the break of day. If I rap and call and pay for all, the money is all my own, and I'll never spend your fortune, for I hear you have got none. You thought you had my poor heart broke in speaking with me now, but I leave you where I found you, at the foot of the sweet brow now.
Farewell to the groves of shillelagh and shamrock, farewell to the girls of old Ireland all round. May your hearts be as merry as ever I would wish them, when far away on the ocean I am bound. My mother is old and my father quite feeble. To leave their own country it grieves them full sore. Oh, the tears down their cheeks in great drops they are falling, to think they must die upon a foreign shore. What matter to me where my bones may be buried, if in peace and contentment I can spend my life? Oh, the green fields of Canada daily are blooming, it's there I'll find an end to my misery and strife. So pack up your sea stores, consider no longer, $12 a week isn't very bad pay, with no taxes nor tithes to devour up your wages, when you're on the green fields of America. The lint dams are dry and the looms all lie broken. The coopers are gone and the winders of creels. Away o'er the ocean go journeyman tailors, and the fiddlers who flaked out the old mountain reels. But I mind a time when old Ireland was flourishing, and lots of her tradesmen did work for good pay. But since our manufactories have crossed the Atlantic, sure now we must follow to America. Farewell to the dances in homes now deserted, where tips struck the lightning in splanks from the floor. The paving and craiging of hobnails and flagstones, the tears of the old folks and the shouts of encore. But the landlords and bailiffs in vile combination have forced us from Hearthstone and Homestead away. May the Crowbar Brigade be all doomed to damnation when we're on the green fields of America. The timber grows thick on the slopes of Columbia, and Douglas in grandeur 200 feet tall. The salmon and sturgeon dam streamlet and river, and the high Rocky Mountains look down over all. And so now to conclude and to finish my ditty, if e'er a friendless Irishman chances my way, with the best in the house I will greet him in welcome at home on the green fields of America. So pack up your sea stores, consider no longer. $12 a week isn't very bad pay, with no taxes nor tithes to devour up your wages when you're on the green fields of America. From the singing of Paddy Tunney.
It was early on a bright harvest morning. I strayed by the banks of Zulon to gaze on such beauties of nature as graced every woodland and lawn. Oh, the prospect was surely enchanting, as gay lassies in juvenile plume promenaded by the banks of that river that flows near the town of Macroom. I, being airy and fond of recreation, to the river I ventured to rove, till weary of rambling and roving, I sat myself down by a grove. I sat there some time meditating, till the sun her bright rays had withdrawn, when a damsel of queenly appearance came down by the banks of Zulon. I arose with great joy and amazement, and accosted this damsel so fair. For to me she appeared like Venus, adorned with jewels most rare. Were I ruler of France or of Prussia, 'tis with me you'd soon wear the crown, and I join you in wedlock, my darling. You're the beauty of sweet Masseytown. We walked and we talked on together, inhaling the bright, pleasant air, until in a voice most alarmed she said, "See, my father goes there." His presence to me was appalling, with his cross, angry looks, and his frown, which pierced through my heart like an arrow, on my way back to sweet Massey Town. And now I've retired from my roving, with a heart full of sorrow and grief. There is no one on earth can console me, or give me a moment's relief. I will rove through the African desert, until death summons me to my tomb, for the sake of the charming fair Helen that I met near the town of Macroom.
O'er the old disgrace that Black Fitzwilliam stormed your place and drove you to the fern. The grace that victory was sure, and soon the firebrand he'd secure, until he met at Glenmalure with Fiach McHugh O'Byrne. Curse and swear, Lord Kildare, Fiach will do what Fiach will dare. Now Fitzwilliam, have a care, fall on this your Starlow. Up with halberd, out with sword, on we'll go for by the Lord. Fiach McHugh has given the word, follow me up to Carlow. Swords of Glenamal flashing o'er the English vale, see all the children of the Gael beneath O'Byrne's banner. A rooster of a fighting stock, would you lad the Saxon cock crow out upon an Irish rock, fly up and teach him manners. Courage and swear, Lord Kildare, Fiach will do what Fiach will dare. Now Fitzwilliam, have a care, fall on this your Starlow. Up with halberd, out with sword, one will go for by the Lord. Fiach McHugh has given the word, follow me up to Carlow. From the Sagart to Glenmore there flows a stream of Saxon gore, how great is Rory O'Gamore for sending the loons to Hades. White is sick and Lane is fled, and now for Black Fitzwilliam had welcomed it over driven red, took in Liza and her ladies. Curse and swear, Lord Kildare, Fiach will do what Fiach will dare. Now Fitzwilliam, have a care, fall on this your Starlow. Up with halberd, out with sword, one will go for by the Lord. Fiach McHugh has given the word, follow me up to Carlow. Up with halberd, out with sword, one will go for by the Lord. Fiach McHugh has given the word, follow me up to Carlow.
This is a song called Sweet Loch Nay. I got it from the singing of Niall Hanna, Geordie Hanna's grandson, and it's in the Ulster style of traditional singing. I hope you enjoy it. Well, the dew it falls as the sun is rising from behind the proud high hill, and the cuckoo calls in the early morning as the waves draw to a still. So carelessly I did oft times ramble through the fields and down the brae, or take a trip where the water glistens down by sweet Washing Bay. From the banks of black water, there your sights lay on display. No peninsula or bright blue ocean holds the beauty of sweet Loch Ness. Well, the fishing boats sail from the ferry where the loch and river meet, and in Derry Tresk the trees do whisper as the cuckoo falls asleep. From the banks of black water, there your sights lay on display. No peninsula or bright blue ocean holds the beauty of sweet Loch Ness. So I'll take my leave, for the sun has fallen far behind the proud high hill, and the cuckoo rests until the morning, when there dawns another day. From the banks of black water, there your sights lay on display. No peninsula or bright blue ocean holds the beauty of sweet Loch Ness. No peninsula or bright blue ocean holds the beauty of sweet Loch Ness. Gur mai hagah.
I'm going to sing a song called The Connerys, and it's just a little bit of background information. The Connerys were three brothers from County Waterford in the 1830s. They got involved in sort of land agitation. Now it started off in 1835, and it appears they were sort of stitched up over by a guy who wanted to evict them from their holding, and then between there and 1838 they were involved in this sort of cat and mouse contest with the law. They were captured 3 times, they escaped twice, and eventually were transported to the prison colonies in Australia. Over that 3-year period, they gained a sort of a reputation as folk heroes because they were sort of able to outwit the law consistently. And there were 3 songs written about them, and this one is my favourite. Chimmen balle gwynse dakerert agus grandig day. Said on gasra atá ceangulte God lo let have mar siad a not truer far shove is a carna canary sarna farigi godis none no South Wales stante of yok na chasum van is a yanok mak non go flay. Mar da chasok she on a chapter mindin goody rain shane stokren talafun lina lover is she a dick towards some wrong Graine an tannen bocht she damante mas fier in clair
Shachted garen da yen of Aldin one is true scared. Call again in our heimer edu sharsel. Marok fiaus ar garad vi ar munel knagacha shin gadawin sannel. Noger castle shin come tell me a cow vince none no South Wales. Banrian Beannachtaí is a reign of laskill tour for sculptor in the rain. Said on man ultra tasa Míle goduk narniak line on offer and big goggle of his agui conday and is a hort said a wale coin os no no South Wales.
It is with kind affection these lines I mean to pen, in memory of my childhood days when I was scarcely 10. I always liked to ramble, to pluck the berry and the sloe, along the daisied sloped canal where Leitrim waters flow. Above its rippling waters there stands old Riversdale, its mansion house and splendour, its woods and flowery vale, its landscapes clear each day appear as the golden sun sinks low, and the large beech trees move with the breeze where Leitrim waters flow. There stands the bridge of Ahu, a grim and stately pile, where tourists sit and lovers meet and travellers rest a while. The honey tips the woodbine as the summer sun sinks low, and the midnight twilight veils the arch where Leitrim waters flow. Upon each Sunday evening in the merry month of June, when all the feathered songsters are pouring forth their tune, upon each towering battlement the boys sit in a row, while beneath their feet, like amber threads, those Leitrim waters flow. The angler with his hook and line along those banks does roam. Companions of my childhood days, alas, now far from home, and far beyond the Atlantic waves, those thoughts they often go, to the lovely scenes around Loch Four, where Leitrim waters flow. But alas, those days have vanished, and youthful pleasures gone. The cursed emigration scheme has drained them one by one, and young men of both great and small to a foreign land they go. From Ahu Bridge and Riversdale, where Leitrim waters flow.
The Fairdew was a famous Wexford sailing yacht that won many races back in the 40s and 50s, but came to a sorry end when she was literally sawn in two. On the 18th of August in that famous year, the Fairdew and her crew down to Rosslare did steer. The wind it was high, but the weather was grand, and the view of the race was tip-top from the strand. We left the Fairdew at the pier head one night, and to our surprise, sure she was their delight. They moulded her model and measured her mast, and they said between themselves, sure, we'll build one as fast. The pier and Rosslare men were there in their cots. The big bugs were sailing around in their yachts, when the crowd on from Wexford all gave a hurroo when they saw Eddie Daly trying out the Fairdew. When we went to get measured, we all got a fright. Your man on the job would not pull the tape tight. 21 feet 3 inches, he shouted out clear. She stretched 5 inches more since we sailed to the pier. Now the Spitfire's coxswain, he got a bit hot when he saw the Fairdew overhauling his yacht. He hauled twice the crosses, said I'll not let you out, but we bid him goodbye when we over about. When we got to the windward, oh boys, it was grand to see the Fairdew betting in for the strand. When we turned the last buoy and the homeway was clear, the Spitfire still had her head to the pier. Now he lodged an objection soon after the race, although his fast cot couldn't take second place. We'll meet him again when we'll saw her in two, and we'll bring back the cup in that clipper Fairdew. And now I will tell you the name of the crew: Eddie Daly, John Welsh, and his brother Jim too. When the sail passed the flagboat, the cheering was great, and the Spitfire passed in 4 minutes too late. When they brought her ashore and stepped out on the strand, the lads down from Wexford took 'em all by the hand. It was a great race, boys, but between me and you, I doubt but they'd steam in that clipper Fairdew.
My true love, he dwells on the mountain, like a war eagle, fearless and free. By the side of a low tuning fountain that wanders through wild and lee, his soul has more valor and splendor than a king with his palace and crown. For the blood of the race of O'Connor fills the veins of Mavochali now. Softer Kate Míle, Volta I'll give him when he comes every Sunday to me. And sure, what can I do but believe him when he whispers the Chushla Machri with a voice that's so truthful and tender, and the look in his eyes of dark brown. Oh, I'm sure any lady of splendor would be coaxed by Mavochali now. My father has riches and plenty, and suitors for me in his eye. But oh, let my age come to 20, and it's I'll bid them all a goodbye. For I long for a home on the mountain, far away from the dust of the town, by the side of a low tuning fountain, and the arms of my Vochalin down.
I got this song from Willie Clancy. Last verse, courtesy Tim Lyons. In a neat little cottage not far from the town, there lived a man called Marcus Brown. He was well to do, had a neat little wife. The want of her family caused great strife. With me randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day. Things every day grew worse and worse. He consulted his mother's own family nurse. Kind sir, don't fret, was her reply. Why don't you the family ointment try? With me randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, or randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day. Being pleased with the news, away he went. He bought a box of this ointment. Home he went without any delay. His wife took some the very same day. With me randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, or randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day. Next morning, to Mr. Brown's surprise, his wife was ill and she could not rise. She lay in the bed and the midwife come in. She threw away to the dead image of him. With me randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, or randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day. Oh Lord, says he, will she have another? When a drop of the ointment fell on his mother. Oh Lord, says he, will she have more? In less than an hour she had 24. With me randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, or randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day. And where he kept his cows and grass, someone give a dob to the big jackass. He lay in the ditch and they thought he was stolen. He busting his sides and he's striving to fall with me. Randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day. So come all young men with no family, come listen and take this advice from me. Leave your family ointments and pills alone, they'll only cause the old woman to groan with me. Randlum, fandlum, hi diddle daddlum, randlum, fandlum, hi diddle day.
Well, it's midsummer here in County Wexford, and our minds do turn to 1798. It's now 220 years since that fateful summer when the Wexford Rebellion took place, and we remember it. Here's a little song called Little Jimmy Murphy. I heard this song first from Dublin singer and songwriter and collector Frank Hart in the 1980s. Originally there were 3 verses. Luke Cheevers, another singer and songwriter from Dublin, added 2 verses since, which place the song firmly in County Wexford. So here you are, Little Jimmy Murphy. 'Twas down in Camolin where the great row was making, and poor little Jimmy Murphy was the first to be taken. We are far from the last road, from these to Downpatrick, where lies poor little Jimmy Murphy on the sweet green mossy banks, Killimilling, Killimajoe, Whisky Frisky Turtle, Rang-a-doodle-dido, ding-doodle-i-o. We gathered our pikes and flintlocks and green branches, and soon for old Wexford we all were advancing. We are far from the last road, from these to Downpatrick, where lies poor little Jimmy Murphy on the sweet green mossy banks, Killimilling, Killimajoe, and Whisky Frisky Turtle, Rang-a-doodle-dido, ding-doodle-i-o. We marched through New Ross, Vinegar Hill and through Gorey, and the North Cork militia couldn't deny us the glory. We are far from the last road, from these to Downpatrick, where lies poor little Jimmy Murphy on the sweet green mossy banks, Killimilling, Killimajoe, and Whisky Frisky Turtle, Rang-a-doodle-dido, ding-doodle-i-o. We marched through the towns and we marched through the city, with our hands tied behind our backs and our ladies cried pity. We are far from the last road, from these to Downpatrick, where lies poor little Jimmy Murphy on the sweet green mossy banks, Killimilling, Killimajoe, and Whisky Frisky Turtle, Rang-a-doodle-dido, ding-doodle-i-o. Now Jimmy Murphy was hanged not for sheep stealing, but for courting a pretty girl, and her name was Kate Whelan. We are far from the last road, from these to Downpatrick, where lies poor little Jimmy Murphy on the sweet green mossy banks, Killimilling, Killimajoe, and Whisky Frisky Turtle, Rang-a-doodle-dido, ding-doodle-i-o.
One day for recreation, quite easy in my mind. The fields all round were crowned with flowers of every kind. About midday I chanced to stray down by a purpling rill, and as I did pass I met with a lass going down by Ruska Hill. She was not vain, but straight and plain, and she was not too tall. I own she wore a purple robe inside a knitted shawl. Her golden hair was flowing fair, and in her voice there was a thrill. I really thought she was the queen that stood on Ruska Hill. Oh, quite amazed I then did gaze as she stood in my view. My heart did beat with such a fleet, I thought 'twould break in two. I then arose and did propose, and that with right goodwill, saying, "Come with me, my dearest dear, tonight from Ruska Hill." "Oh no, not I," she did reply, "I can't grant your request. I'm waiting here for Willie dear, the lad that I love best. I'll meet him yet about sunset, down by the purpling rill, and we both shall rove along the grove by the foot of Ruska Hill. I say again, there are good men, perhaps that you don't know." "Oh yes," said she, "that might well be, but there is none like my Willie-o. So go your way without delay, you cannot change me still, for I'll live and die with my darling boy at the foot of Ruska Hill. Oh, pity me, my dearest dear, for I've a broken heart. 'Twould be my doom to face the tomb if from you I must part. With troubled mind I am inclined, myself I'll surely kill. My corpse quite cold you will behold tonight at Ruska Hill. With a heavy sigh, she then drew nigh and took me by the hand, saying, "Come with me, my dearest dear, we'll join in wedlock band, for future life to be your wife, for better or for ill, we'll bless the day we came this way at the foot of Ruska Hill."
She the famoy, she the famoy, she the famoy, she kaila canarigate. She the famoy o valerish furi. Is gerach she koshi vora kosharigan. Da bakers and Stephen Gosher, Tony Lings, na Roy Guazim, Bushir on a caroni. Cogshin storn and or rocos, Nicklin, look she shule, Kaila canarigate. She the famoy, she the famoy, she the famoy, she kaila canarigate. She the famoy o valerish furi. Is gerach she koshi vora kosharigan. Massen to bosa, massen to bosa, massen to bosa, kaila canarigate. Tassen na bose, Martha she ro okakas dolok shantarigate. She the famoy, she the famoy, she the famoy, she kaila canarigate. She the famoy o valerish furi. Is gerach she koshi vora kosharigan. Clasham go bosa, Bertha Ramalisha. Clasham go bosa, Shani Mishmura Gesmarani Kasig. She the famoy, she the famoy, she the famoy, she kaila canarigate. She the famoy o valerish furi. Is gerach she koshi vora koshariga. She the famoy, she the famoy, she the famoy, she kaila canarigate. She the famoy o valerish furi. Is gerach she koshi vora koshariga.
I wrote this song in 2019. The title is Some Call It Progress, and I'd say it's more relevant now than ever. When we built the hypermarket about 3 miles outside the town, does that leave Main Street deserted and decayed? I know the car has choked our roadways till they're just a parking lot. Half the shops are closed and to let signs displayed. Spend some time out in your garden, tending plants or growing greens. All the worms you'll come across, count on one hand. We don't have another planet, this one here is all we've got. Care it like a child, don't poison up the land. We recall the days of youth when we barely had enough. Between hand-me-downs, our boots with well-kicked toes. Now it's buy another outfit, latest runners we must have, while the stream below the town it gently flows. In our youth trip to the seaside were a carnival of dreams, magic rock pools full of nature's strange delight. But today the ocean's poisoned, full of plastic, trace of oil. Have we spoiled sea's bounties, given up the fight? It's too easy to dismiss the new without giving it a chance. But a built-in crop detector is a must. There's no point in just nostalgia, but there is in common sense. We must keep good grain, get rid of chaff and dust. We recall the days of youth when we barely had enough. Between hand-me-down, our boots with well-kicked toes. Now it's buy another outfit, latest runners we must have, while the stream below the town, it gently flows. Sustainability is a soundbite, like organic or carbon miles. They're the words that buzz about us every day. Take the best of how grandparents lived without the constant toil, and take heed to balance out your work and play. 50 years ago on summer's days, if you took a trip by car, insects struck the window, 'twas like an abattoir. Now insecticides have done the worse, you'd scarcely see a bee. Pose the question, have the experts gone too far? We recall the days of youth when we barely had enough. Between hand-me-down, our boots with well-kicked toes. Now it's buy another outfit, latest runners we must have, while the stream below the town, it gently flows. And when your days on earth are ending, and you do the final tot, and you wonder how to measure up success, ask yourself the simple question, and the answer will be clear. Is your own patch a little better or in a mess? And recall the days of youth when we barely had enough. Between hand-me-down and boots with well-kicked toes. Now it's buy another outfit, latest runners we must have, while the stream below the town, it gently flows.
Behind yon green mountain, whose summit stands high, I watch the sun rising, right proud in the sky. The dark clouds are passing, their shadows are thrown o'er the high hoary hills of the county Tyrone. The morning is bright, but my heart it is low. So far from your green hills, I'll soon have to go. Across the wide ocean, forever to roam, and to leave far behind me the hills of Tyrone. My poor heart is breaking with sorrow and pain, for your green hills and valleys I'll ne'er see again. But the sea shall run dry and the lake cease to moan before I forget you, my darling Tyrone. And when I'm far away from the land of my birth, I'll still think of thee as the fairest on earth. I'll come back to the land
of Fitzgerald and Tone, and the high hoary hills of the county Tyrone.
A song written by Jim Connell from Kilskea across the Keel, County Meath, the man who wrote The Red Flag. This he wrote as a poem in 1900. I've put a tune on it, and its sentiment is significant in that it's 12 years before the miners' next step from South Wales first called for mines nationalisation, half a century before the creation of the National Coal Board, and of course 80 odd years before the calamitous 85 British miners' strike. Deep in the gloom of the great earth's womb we force the birth of coal, the power that moves the nation's wheels, to the furnace fires we roll. We dig out wealth to the cost of health, to gild oppression's shrine. 'Twill aye be so for the wage of woe, till the miners own the mine. We move the ranks of the cogs and cranks that grind out food and clothes. We warm the walls of the festive halls when the wintry tempest blows. We make the glare and we cook the fare where lords and ladies dine. 'Twill aye be so for the wage of woe, till the miners own the mine. We furnish forth to the south and north the power that drives the mill. We make the snorting engine dash through forest, fen and hill. We rush the lordly ocean craft across the bounding brine. 'Twill aye be so for the wage of woe, till the miners own the mine. We take the risk of the awful whisk when the rotten cable breaks. We pierce the deadly after damp when the shattered ceiling shakes. We search the wreck for a mangled mate and our health and life resign. 'Twill aye be so for the wage of woe, till the miners own the mine. But we see a light through the breaking night, and a smiling dawn we'll greet. We'll toil no more in the planet's core for a crust and a winding sheet. We'll drive despair from the brightening air, and our hearts and minds combine. And we'll find our health in the Commonwealth when the miners own the mine.
I'm going to sing a Wexford song that I learned many years ago from the great Paddy Berry, and it's one of my favourite Wexford songs, and probably one of the only song outside the Ulster tradition that I sing. So it's called The Maid from Ballygow. 3 cheers, my boys, for Banno's Banks, the place that I love best. And likewise to fair Ballygow, I'm now bound for the west. As I went down to Cullenstown to bid my last farewell, 'twas there I spied the prettiest girl that e'er your eyes beheld. As I went down to Cullenstown, it was in the month of May. I roamed for recreation and to watch the ladies gay. 'Twas there I spied a pretty maid, and she standing on a brow. Her beauty bright did me delight that day in Ballygow. I said, my pretty fair maid, I pray you to me tell, is it on Banno's lovely banks your parents they do dwell? Or if you were a stranger here, today I wish to know, for the killing glances of your eyes have proved my overthrow. Oh, no, it's not on Banno's banks my parents they do dwell, nor either in Duncormick or yet in Gibberwell, for I came here from sweet Kilmore, kind sir, you know it now. I'm here today as servant, said the maid from Ballygow. Well, since you are a servant here, you must come along with me, for I do wish with all my heart that you will marry me. No more I'll roam from Banno's banks, where the tides do ebb and flow, or cross the stormy ocean where the wintry winds do blow. Kind sir, you are a stranger here, and your offer I decline, for you'll sail the stormy ocean and you'll waver with the wind, and when you meet with pretty girls, to them you'll swear and vow, and then you'll leave me here to mourn, said the maid from Ballygow. So fare thee well, sweet Banno's banks, where dwells that comely maid, where oft times I have courted her, down in yon shady grave. I pressed her to my bosom and I kissed her burning brow, but now I'm on the ocean wild, and she's in Ballygow.
Thanks for the invite to sing a song. The song I'll sing this evening is a song from my own county. It's called Ucht Evictions. Farewell, my love, a fond adieu. Farewell, my comrades and my country too. For I am forced to leave my own green isle and my cottage home by Lochshire side. How proud was I of my girl so fair, I was envied most by the young men there, when I brought her home a bashful bride to my cottage home by Lochshire side. But our joys they were too good to last, for the landlord came our young hopes to blast. In vain we pleaded in mercy no, for he hurled us out in the blinding snow. No one opened to Ulster doors, for if elf engines would meet them sure. My Eileen fainted in my arms and died on that snowy night by Lochshire side. Farewell, my love, a fond adieu. Farewell, my comrades and my country too. For I am forced to leave my own green isle and my cottage home by Loch Sheelan side. I buried my Eileen in the graveyard low, where in the springtime the wildflowers grow. I shed no tears, for my throat was dry on that tearful mound by Loch Sheeran side. Farewell, my love, a fond adieu. The big ship soon will sail me far away, but oh, my fond heart would soon abide by my Eileen's grave by Loch Sheeran side. Farewell, my love, a fond adieu. Farewell, my comrades and my country too, for I am forced to sail o'er the ocean wide, from my cottage home by Loch Sheelan side.
Oh, the water is wide, I can't swim o'er, and neither have I the wings to fly. Build me a boat that will carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. There is a ship, and she sails the sea. She sails so deep, as deep can be, but none so deep as the love I'm in. I know not how I'll sink or swim. I leant my back against an oak, thinking it was the strongest tree, but first it bent and then it broke, and that's the way love treated me. For love is handsome and love is fine, gay as a jewel when first it's new, but as love grows old, it waxes cold and fades away like morning dew. When the salt sea turns far inland, and mussels grow on every tree, when cockle shells make Christmas bells, how would I lose my love for thee? So the water is wide, I can't swim o'er, and neither have I the wings to fly. Build me a boat that will carry two, and both shall row, my love and I, and both shall row, my love and
My love is a tall ship and a sweet brigantine, one of the old girls seldom now seen, and she heaves to the wind, boys. See how she glides, with stars in her hair and mist in her eyes. My love is a tall ship, no finer was seen, through many's the ocean my true love has been, and the wind in the rigging, it whispers her name, while Grace on the bow watches over the men. Blow, ye breezes, blow, a fair wind to the Asgard, and see that lady go o'er the dark rolling sea. All on the sheet skirts, take up the downhaul, step on the yard, lads, and mind you don't fall. Stand by the brace, boys, unfurl the topsail, and we'll soon make our home on the watery main. Blow, ye breezes, blow, a fair wind to the Asgard, and see that lady go o'er the dark rolling sea. My love is a tall ship, and the sweet brigantine, one of the old girls seldom now seen, and she heaves to the wind, boys. See how she glides, with stars in her hair and the mist in her eyes.
It was just near Milltown, Malbay, not 1,000 miles from Galway, when I was young and airy on the breezy hills of Clare, that I met a Colleen comely. She had winsome ways, was homely, and she riding in her donkey cart, a-going to the fair. It'd been fine and pleasant weather, with a bloom of furze and heather, that filled my heart with gladness in that warm and balmy air. My spirit felt far lighter, my soul was 10 times brighter, when I spied that little Colleen a-going to the fair. But her donkey young and airy took a sudden wild figary, and steep and crooked was that road from all protection bare, and her cart was toppling over when her blight I did discover, but I saved that little Colleen a-going to the fair. Oh, to tell the story truly, her young Neddy got unruly, and he gave my little mountain maid an awful dreadful scare. Her heart was in a flutter, for she feared her eggs and butter on the roadway would be scattered ere she ever reached the fair. Well, when we'd o'er her cheek spread rosy blushes, and her voice is like the thrushes, and rippling o'er her shoulder was a mass of nut brown hair, with a voice so sweet and tender, I swore I would defend her from that rascal of a donkey a-going to the fair. So when we'd passed that present danger, though to her I was a stranger, she graciously invited me the pleasure board to share, and with Cupid for outrider, I gladly sat beside her, and we went along quite merrily to Milltown Malbay Fair. Well, I own I was enchanted as along we gaily jaunted. I was smitten by her beauty, my love I did declare. Well, said she, you must be joking, and your words are most provoking. I haven't time to listen now, I must hurry to the fair. She said, me name is Nora Daly, from the parish of Kilmaley. Me father, he's a farmer, and the crossest man in Clare. If he saw you here beside me, I'm in fear that he might chide me. So please get down and walk a bit before we reach the fair. Well, I reluctantly obeyed her, I couldn't have gainsaid her, for a vision of her father with a fierce and angry glare up before me quickly started, so from her I sadly parted, and left her many miles from here a-going to the fair. Oh, at the 4 mile stone I met her, and in my heart I set her, and I treasure those sweet memories in my wanderings everywhere. And 'tis often exile dreaming I thought of those two eyes beaming, as she looked upon me gleaming, a-going to the fair. So after years of long sojourning, and that love still brightly burning, I met her and I married her, I settled down in Clare, and 'tis oft times I'll remind her of the days long left behind her, when I met her in that donkey cart a-going to the fair. Well, now I've told my silly story, though I'm aged now and hoary, it makes me feel quite young again, and puts to flight all care, and along with what I've told you, one more secret I'll unfold you. You'll never meet such loving hearts as those in County Clare. There you go.
Michael Dwyer and his Mountain Men. Alas, brave Michael Dwyer, you and your trusted men, you're hunted o'er the mountain, you're tracked into the glen. Sleep not, but watch and listen, keep you ready, blade and ball, for the soldiers know you're hiding out tonight in Wildemall. For the soldiers prowl the valley until the dawn of day, discovered where the outlaws and the brave young heroes lay. And around that little cottage they formed into a ring, and cried out, Michael Dwyer, surrender to the king. And thus spoke Michael Dwyer, into this house we came, unasked by those who own it, they cannot be to blame. So let those guiltless people unquestioned pass you through, and when they've gone in safety, I'll tell you what we'll do. It's done, and now, said Dwyer, your work you may begin. You have 100 outside, we're only 4 within. I've heard your hearty summons, and this is our reply. We're brave, united Irishmen, we'll fight until we die. Then burst the walls, lead lightning, and poured the leaden rain. The hills around re-echoed like the thunder o'er the plain. And the soldiers falling round him braved wire seas with pride. But alas, one gallant comrade is wounded by his side. We have still 3 remaining, good battle for to do. Our arms are strong and steady, and our aim is quick and true. But hark the furious shouting, those savage soldiers raise. The house is fired around them, and the roof is in the blaze. And brighter every moment the lurid flames rose, and louder swelled the laughter and the jeering of the foes. Up spake a brave MacAllister, the weak and wounded man, saying, "You can escape, my comrades, and this should be your plan. Place in my hand the musket, then lie upon the floor. I'll stand before the foemen, throw open wide the door. They'll fire into my bosom the fire of their array, and when their guns are empty, burst through them and away." He stood before the foemen amid smoke and blaze. From out their levelled pistols that wished for volley came. Up sprang the 3 survivors for whom that hero died. But only Michael Dwyer burst through the ranks outside. He baffled his pursuers, who followed like the wind. He swam the river Slaney, and he left them far behind. And many a scarlet soldier he promised soon would fall, for those his gallant comrades who died in Wildemall. Sinead.
Hello everybody. We're going to sing one of our favourite songs. It's by Robert Burns and it's Green Grow the Rashes O. There's naught but care on every hand in every year that passes O. What signifies the life of man if it were for the lasses O? Green grow the rashes O, green grow the rashes O, the sweetest hours that I spend are spent among the lasses O. The worldly race may riches chase, riches yet may flee them O. But if at last they catch them fast, their hearts can ne'er enjoy them O. Green grow the rashes O, green grow the rashes O, the sweetest hours that e'er I spend are spent among the lasses O. Hill Adine, my armor and my dearie O. sweetest hours that e'er I spend are spent among the lasses, oh. And you seduce with sneer at this, you're naught but senseless asses, oh. The wisest man the world e'er saw, he dearly loved the lasses, oh. Green grow the rashes, oh. Green grow the rashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spend are spent among the lasses, oh. While nature swears her lovely dears, her noblest work she classes, oh. Her prentice hand she tried a man, and then she made the lasses, oh. Green grow the rashes, oh. Green grow the rashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spend are spent among the lasses, oh. Green grow the rashes, oh. Green grow the rashes, oh. The sweetest hours that e'er I spend are spent among the lasses, oh.
This song I got from a book published in 1917 called The Wexford Rebel and Other Poems by Father Patrick F. Kavanagh, who was a Franciscan friar here in Wexford town. He would have dedicated the monuments in Tullow, Enniscorthy, the Bullring in Wexford, and was instrumental in the centenary celebrations of 1798. They call me the Wexford Rebel, and I glory in the name. Although time my frame has worn, yet my heart is still the same. As when in my youthful ardour I joined that gallant band, who had sworn before high heaven to free their dear old land. Our faithful Soggarth led us as we marched to Owlert Hill, saying, boys, we'll die together ere they work their wicked will. If 'tis heaven's decree we perish, why let us perish then, not like dogs within the ditches, but like gallant Irish men. Let not your courage falter, for righteous is your cause, fighting for your homes and altars against England's tyrant laws. It is better far to perish, aye, to perish one and all, than to be forever crouching under England's cruel thrall. At Clock and Tobber nearing we laid their bravest low, and at New Ross's fatal town we struck a manly blow. At Vinegar Hill with empty guns we marched through their array. They feared us as the hunter fears the lion turned to bay. Ah, yes, we fought for freedom against England's king and crown, and on many a brave battlefield we tore her banner down. If overborne by numbers we yielded to our fate, yet we left a glorious memory for famous 98.
Ah, had we been assisted, the end had not been so. But our brethren stood with folded arms, whilst we wrestled with the foe, in vain awaiting foreign aid, which came, alas, too late. For weak indeed was France's love, whilst strong was England's hate.
When I was in my prime, I flourished like a vine. There came along a false young man, come stole the heart of mine. Come stole the heart of mine. A gardener standing by, 3 offers he gave to me, the pink, the violet, and red rose, which I refused all 3, which I refused all 3. The pink's no flower at all, for it fades away too soon, and the violet is too pale a hue. I think I'll wait till June. I think I'll wait till June. In June the red rose blooms. That's not the flower for me, for it's then I'll pluck the red rose off and plant a willow tree, and plant a willow tree. And the willow tree shall weep, and the willow tree shall whine. I wish I was in the young love's arms that stole the heart of mine, that stole the heart of mine. If I live for 1 year more, and God will grant me grace, I'll weep a bowl of crystal tears to wash his deceitful face, to wash his deceitful face.
We were sitting on the wall upon a Sunday just to watch the girls go by. We were thinking we'd be married to the Monday when Caitlin caught my eye. Her man, she was the makings of a fairy, and a baby to buy swear. There is not one girl in this whole wide world like me darling girl from there. And every man has got the finest man you'll ever see now, pardon me now. And every day there's one of them would say that she'll agree now. You'd see now, all night they would fight as to which of them was right in the colour of her eyes and hair. And not a word from me was ever heard about me darling girl from there. Well, says Sweeney, 'tis the father I be pleasing. I'll tell him of the land I have tilled, I'll tell him of the cattle I have grazing, of the house I mean to build. And when he sees the arable and pasture, and the patchstock feeding there, and the hens and the chickens, you may go to the dickens with me darling girl from Clare. And every man has got finest man you'll ever see now, pardon me now. And every day there's one of them would say that she'll agree now. You'd see now, things I are now, though I haven't here a cow, up brass I've got my share. And so, you know the way you ought to go about me darling girl from Clare. Well, says Sharky, she'll be coming to the shop here for to buy some sort of thing. He'll ask her if she has a mind to stop here, and should I buy the ring? And when she sees the curtains on the window and the owl clock on the stair, keeping time to the minute, no one else will be in it but me darling girl from there. And every man has got the finest plan you'll ever see now, pardon me now. And every day there's one of them would say that she'll agree now. You'd see now, thinks I, you may stop till you're dead in your shop, and not a hair she'll care. And so, you know the way they ought to go about me darling girl from Clare. Well, I never said a single word about it, but I met the girl that day. He asked her if she had a mind to stop here, and what had she to say? She says you might go and see me father, so I met him then and there. And in less than an hour we were fighting for the dower of me darling girl from Clare. And every man has got the finest plan you'll ever see now, pardon me now. And every day there's one of them would say that she'll agree now. You'd see now, but late last night, when the moon was shining bright, I asked her if she'd share in me joys and me sorrows and me gara, and tomorrow I'll be married to the girl from Clare. Shinawell.
In a broken down attic, the walls grim and bare, a place where the sun never strays. On a mattress of straw that lay on the floor, an old man was lying one day. They said he was dying, and clasped in his hand a book that was faded and old, and beneath the torn leaves a dead rose was found, and this was the story he told. It's only a leaf, but oh, what grief it has cost in days long ago. Once it was red, now faded and dead, and the woman who wore it lies low. It was worn by a beautiful lady. She should have been my wife. It's only a leaf from a rosebud, but it changed the whole course of my life. I once had a sweetheart, this dying man said, and also a rival I knew. He was rich, he was grand, yes, the Lord of the land. What wonderful works gold can do. I proposed and she answered, tonight at the ball, if to wed you a white rose I'll wear, and if it be red, then Sir Charles I'll wed. This red rose then fell from her hair. It's only a leaf, but oh, what grief it has cost in days long ago. Once it was red, now faded and dead, and the woman who wore it lies low. It was worn by a beautiful lady. She should have been my wife. It's only a leaf from a rose bud, but it changed the whole course of my life. To seek consolation, I sailed o'er the foam, and for years a reckless life led, till at length I returned to my own native land, and found that my darling was dead. She'd married my rival, her father to save from ruin and from shame, so they say. It broke her poor heart, and like this rose leaf, she withered, then faded away. It's only a leaf, but oh, what grief it has caused in days long ago. Once it was red, now faded and dead, and the woman who wore it lies low. It was worn by a beautiful lady. She should have been my wife. It's only a leaf from a rose bud, but it changed the whole course of my life.
Okay, this is a song now in praise of the hard stuff, and it's got a number of different names. It's variously known as Stick to the Crater, The Humours of Whiskey, and Paddy's Panacea. Oh, let your quacks and newspapers be cutting their capers about curing the vapours, the scratch and the gout, with their medical potions, their serums and lotions, upholding their notions, they're mighty put out. Who can tell the true physic to all that's pathetic, and pitch to the devil cramp, colic and spleen? You'll know it, I think, if you take a big drink with your mouth to the brink of a jug of poteen. So stick to the crate, they're the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, what botheration, no dose in the nation can give constellation like poteen, me boys. No liquid cosmetic to lovers athletic, or bodies pathetic, can give such a bloom as the sweet by the powers in the garden of flowers ever gave their own bowers such a darling perfume. And this liquid so rare, if you'll willingly share, to be taking your hair when it's grizzled and dead. Oh, the sod has the merit to yield the true spirit, so strong it will shake all the hairs from your head. So stick to the crate, they're the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh, since its perfection, no doctor's direction can cleanse the complexion like poteen, me boys. While a child in my cradle, my nurse with her ladle was filling my mouth with an ocean of pap, when a drop from her bottle fell into me throttle, I stumbled and capered clean out of her lap. On the floor I lay crawling and screaming and bawling, till my mother and father were called to the fore. All sobbing and sighing, they feared I was dying, but soon found I only was crying for more. So stick to the crate, they're the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, how they chuckle if babes in their truckle they only could suckle on poteen, me boys. Through my youthful aggression, through times of depression, my childhood's impression still clung to my mind. And at school or at college, the basis of knowledge I never could gulp till with whiskey combined. And as older I'm growing, time's ever bestowing on Aaron's potation a flavour so fine. And howe'er they may lecture on Jove and his nectar, itself is the only true liquid divine. So stick to the crate, they're the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, 'tis the right thing for courting and fighting, there's nought so exciting as poteen, me boys. Come guess me this riddle, what beats pipes and fiddle? What's hotter than mustard and milder than cream? What best wets the whistle? What's clearer than crystal? What's sweeter than honey and stronger than steam? What'll make the lame walk? What'll make the dumb talk? The elixir of life and philosopher's stone. And what helped Mr. Brummel to build the Thames Tunnel? Wasn't it poteen from old Inishowen? So stick to the crate, they're the best thing in nature, for sinking your sorrows and raising your joys. Oh Lord, 'tis no wonder if lightning and thunder weren't made from the plunder of poteen, me boys.
Consáisiúd dá nó cealla an sa a straing ó gónach an ghailteach na néise, agus hamachchan árán ará dhéimh dar a bhenim a bhamí nachtú an chláire. Mami an siúdaí áfil blegaird. O bhamí nachtú an chláire, nahar gainsig dá mai yadí drá. Gairál sa tír seo taing agus mé maite le dar de grá. Gombiam san hí a tairó gorim vaiden ó al de haim. Is mona vaifar fer gan vaidom is bailach o daidim va. O an óra diat sa faidoch mar ní vaid o wein go fóil. An cias a go gan bhaile ringes gan painge going le corna chóir. Ha brides can go ringes on go out the chustrobe gojo. Bian talboch dro chwaintoch. The sun weichte royen sa tor. O bami biat sa tischgenoch doch in a ha ben marheim. Ha plamas Míle dine gut ach ni higen tosse tian muchas. Nagering mischgiale dishken touch carabuna lat gedaing fen vod. It's mona vai for farsa labadam bed cutter sudder ducky gavor. Nach ma for a water fair da healer rev quid goes pagalor. Babaing hen on going we were the light they fuel doch the rogue. Hama habit short gandhi a gum let's be the ask a soap. His mother vasum so onni by elsa en na cyrus gado. Well fan gavai me go nan no height. Hoda his parasol. Handkerchief tree hoing och yes soli niden version do. Horing bada ser do chaumin des agus town a shed of restin core. Son I yo to buachile counsa. Gane naura sa chalino.
Hi everybody, I'm going to be singing a song that I got from John Furlong called Carrigrue. You may sing your fine songs and stories tell of places and scenes that you all know well. But I tell you of this hill that I do know. It is called Carrigrue, where the wildflowers grow. It is often I have walked it and looked all around at places where history is still to be found. As I look towards the west, I can see Fernstown, where the old church and abbey in ruins fall down. I look in amazement at MacMurrough's domain, with his castle still standing, where his blood once did stain. As I look down on the Harrow, where brave men did abide, it was there that the yeoman in 98 died. From sweet Carrigrue I see Vinegar Hill, and places where our heroes their blood once did spill, while trying to free Ireland can see booth laugh a hoog and the bold shell lear, where Father John Murphy with his life once paid dear, where Oliver Cromwell his forces did band, where they murdered and plundered and ravished our land. And now as I sit here on this hill for to rest, I can hear the small birds singing in the trees as they nest. Such a peace and contentment is now to be found. May those men who achieved it in heaven be crowned.
Hi everyone, I'm going to sing a song I wrote called Shráid Éireann about a street in Gorey called Eyre Street. The sun rose o'er Shráid Éireann in 1938. The neat rows of houses were near incomplete. Young families with children, new lives to behold. It's here that great memories and stories unfold. In summer we played for hours on end. Connor's wall was well used, playing ball with dear friends. Chucky's river was dammed, we swam with such glee. Oh, Eyre Street in Gorey means so much to me. Flowers grew neatly, tended with such loving care. Mr. Welsh's fine garden, fresh scent filled the air. Sweets for a penny, smiling faces all around. Lucy Guerin's dear sweet shop, fond memories abound. As winter drew in and daylight grew dim, the children on ice lights, the coal bags we'd skim. Kind neighbours, close friends, we'd help one and all. These visions of Eyre Street I love to recall. As Christmas was coming, childhood dreams filled the air. Ernie's fine shop on Main Street, packed shelves growing bare. Time spent with dear family, I remember stands tall.
This wee song is called The Immigrant, and I like to think of it as my tiny contribution to tolerance in Ireland in the years ahead towards those who have come to our country for all sorts of reasons to make their homes among us. When first unto this country as immigrants we came, you could scarcely understand our speech, and you could not say our names. We were fleeing persecution of a kind you could not know. But now Ireland is our country, and our home it is Mayo. My mind goes back to Bosnia, though it mostly makes me sad. I recall the streets of Mostar where I played when just a lad. My friends, they all loved football, but judo was my game. In training hall or a tournament, there was none who could meet him. My teenage years were happy, life was innocent and good. Catholics and Orthodox lived in our neighbourhood. But Croat, Serb or Bosnian, 'twas all the same to me. Under Marshal Tito's velvet fist, at peace and in most ways free. In the mines of Srebrenica, where I earned my daily bread, there I met Katerina, and in springtime we were wed. But when Tito died, the war it came, and my country fell apart. With cruelties from every side that would shake the stoutest heart. £4 billion the UN spent the war for to contain. Lay down your arms and we'll send troops the Serbs for to restrain. But no courage from the Dutch was seen on those 5 fateful days. When Mladic released his thugs, they looked the other way. With women raped and beaten, more were tortured, some were killed. Our menfolk trapped and rounded up, or hunted in the hills. 8,000 men and boys were slain, the Serbs no quarter gave. But cheek to cheek their bodies lay in roughly dug mass graves. And we, who are the lucky few, must live with our shame and guilt, and ponder why our lives were spared when so much blood was spilled. Some of us have fled abroad, and to Ireland I didn't fly. And now here in Castlebar I live, and it's here that I mean to die. At Friday prayers in my local mosque, I pray for those murdered friends. I beg Allah the All-Merciful, from whom all good descends, to grant us understanding and to make confusion cease, to keep us on the path of right, and between all men make peace. So my sons attend the Gaelscoil, and they love their Gaelic games. They play football for the Mitchells, where their friends can say their names. They dream they'll wear the red and green, and to Croke Park they will go, and bring Sam Maguire back in triumph to Mayo. Employed by a multinational, now I wander here and far, from Delhi to Jakarta and from Minsk to Zanzibar. But no matter where I wander and wherever I may go, now Ireland is my country and my homemate is Mayo. Up Mayo!
The Lover and Darling. One evening as Sol declined in his ways, I commenced my usual excursions. The birds that sang sweetly were just going away in most enchanting lay nature's exertions. At length in the dusk I espied a young pair. I seldom beheld such beauty so rare, and my heart felt astonished when I heard him exclaim, "Fair maid, won't you call me your darling?" I waited a moment to hear the reply, disliking, of course, to disturb them. It was then that I wished that I'd been far away, but I apparently couldn't prevent it. Her blushes and kisses seemed his heart to beguile, and he holding his arms round her neck all the while. "How soon you expected," she said with a smile, "young man, that I'd call you my darling." "An abundance of money I'll give you," said he, "and in robes I will dress you most splendid. A farm of land and to hold it rent-free, and servants in plenty attending. I'll give you a carriage and horses to drive, and a supply of spirits that might serve to deprive or to drown discontent in your heart that might thrive. And fair maid, won't you call me your darling? If you were to give me all ships on the main in Britannia's powerful dominion, with Persia and Turkey and the fertile Lorraine, and also the East and West Indies, if you were to give me Hibernia of old, and were you to give me large trunks full of gold, such comical things can't my senses blindfold, and for such I'd not call you my darling. I'll give you my love, contentment and ease, though exalted or low be your station, and with much satisfaction I'll try for to please, and to serve you with much consolation. I promise to chase from your heart all its woes, and in bed you can lie undisturbed when you choose. In the morning at parting I'll settle the close, and fair maid, won't you call me your darling? Most lovely and noble and charming to view, her countenance changed in a moment. Her cheeks that were tinged with a little of blue grew red like the tincture of roses. When this damsel at last by these means he did gain, with extended arms he embraced her again, and from laughing I thought I could never refrain when I heard her exclaim, "You're my darling." Confounded I felt, and my heart got amazed, sunk deep in a retrograde motion. I stepped from the bushes, not knowing where to range, like a ship in the midst of the ocean. Ever since, when I would cast a glance at the same, my heart, when transported, uprises again. And soon it disperses all trouble and pain, when I think of the lover and darling. Thank you.
This is a song, folks, called The Isle of Marie. I think it's spelled M-A-R-I-S. It derives from a song that was written in the 1840s called Little Mohi. There are other similar type songs as well. I went into an alehouse for a half hour to pass, and as I sat down with my smoke and my glass, who should come in but a young Indian lass? Well, she sat down beside me and she gave me her hand, saying, young man, you're a stranger, you're not one of my clan, but if you be contented for to stroll along with me, I will teach you the language of the Isle of Marie. Oh no, my fair maiden, this just cannot be, for I have my own true love in my own country. To deceive her I would never, for I know she loves me. I will not marry the lass from Marie. Well, the last time I met her was down by the strand, where she sighed and she kissed me and she gave me her hand, saying, if you will return to the one you adore, will you think of the Indian you left on the shore? And when I arrived in my own country, all my friends and relations were there to greet me, but my love had deceived me no more. She loved me. I'll go back and I'll marry the lass from Marie.
Hi Rachel, I'm going to sing a song for you this time. It's from my own book, Shamrocks from Giva, and it's called Near Sligo Town. I got this song from one of my great friends, Tommy Cairns, a few years ago, and he lives in Australia. I was born in dear old Ireland, I lived there 20 years. Since reason dawn, time of times felt its kindest hopes and fears. Many times I think about the hour I sailed away from Sligo town, that lies so snug at the foot of Beannachtaí. I'll never forget the morning I started from Heapstown. I'll never forget the friends who came with me to Riverstown. I'll never forget the last fond look from the top of Staunton's Brae and Sligo town, that lie so snug at the foot of Knocknarea. The green fields of Ardcumber and the groves of Cooper's Hill, Collooney and Cooloney, my thoughts do of times fill, and Loch Arrow strings that glides away and fades into the bay, near Sligo town that lies so snug at the foot of Knocknarea. The green fields of the island and the groves of Lissadell, the lighthouse and the metal man, my thoughts do of times fill, and the row of whitewashed houses that lie along the bay, near Sligo town that lies so snug at the foot of Knocknarea. I love old Ireland all around, the north, south, east and west, and who can blame me if I love that dear old land the best? 'Twas there that first my infant eyes beheld the light of day, near Sligo town that lies so snug at the foot of Knocknarea. I love my dear adopted land as dearly as my life. I love it dearly as I love my children and my wife. Who can blame me if I love old Ireland far away, and Sligo town that lies so snug at the foot of Knocknarea? Irishman, you've got the fairest and the brightest land on earth. Why don't you rise like men and free the land that gave you birth? Unite the flag of orange and green and unfurl it right away. Let it float on high beneath the sky at the top of Knocknarea.
The Rose of Tralee. The pale moon was rising above the green mountain. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea, as I strayed with my love to that pure crystal fountain that stands in the heart of the Vale of Tralee. She was lovely and fair like a rose of the summer, yet it was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee. The cool
The shades of evening her mantles were spreading, when Mary, all smiling, sat listening to me, and the moon through the valley her pale rays were shedding, when I won the heart of the Rose of Tralee. She was lovely and fair like a rose of the summer, yet it was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee. In the far fields of India, amid war's dreadful thunder, she was a solace and comfort to me. But the cold hand of death has torn us asunder. I'm lonely tonight for my Rose of Tralee. She was lovely and fair like a rose of the summer, yet it was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, 'twas the truth in her eyes ever dawning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee. Thank you.
Come all ye loyal lovers, wherever you may be, I hope you'll pay attention and listen unto me. I am a poor unhappy girl, disturbed all in my mind, for the parting of my own true love, no comfort can I find. My love, he is a nice young man, he's aged about 18. He is the finest young man that e'er my eyes have seen. He's proper tall, genteel withal, has no deluding tongue, but his modest, mild behaviour coaxed me when I was young. I kept my true love's company far better than 3 years. I own I loved him truly, and he said he loved me dear. But now he's gone and left me, and alas, I know not where. He has gone to serve his majesty on board a man o' war. 'Twas late last night my love came here with a mournful tale to tell to my sisters and my brothers, for to take the last farewell. To me he filled the parting glass, to the rest he bid good night. I would rather sup for death, she said, than part my heart's delight. I'll build my love and gallant ship, a ship of noble fame, 21 young men to guide her o'er the main, for to guide her o'er the main, brave boys, to roll and sport away. Here's a health to all true lovers, and to mine that's far away. 3 bunches of black ribbons, 3 bunches I'll put on, 3 bunches of black ribbons to mourn, for he is gone. And if I cannot find him, I will mourn right constantly. All for his sake I'll passage take across the stormy sea. Oh Mary, lovely Mary, leave off your sore lament. There's men enough in Ireland to wave your discontent. There's men enough in Ireland, but alas, there's none for I. All for his sake I'll passage take amid to Liberdie.
Nuad a him so lais an ihe bí mix mutu an yask. Nuad a yiram amachar majin verum rekadi an vin. Bín na hin a hakar pleasure armasti a mel na ball. San fishtig an toyare karnaskadan hana drum. Bí mix mutu an yangi said a weather min shiam. Bí mix mutu na rawi some Williams a ten. Bí mix mutu an yarin said a train of vissery. Ska weird the crop and sturadi sa tillem man a can. O na jas na rud na slantra have a sal shuer roig. Sgur was a doon a flu na minica yed a yiel. A caimidjual na chanalo mas maina alcatan. Net me lu har erich an I roinis bujaldu den jan. Nu a hiem cash na chini bí mix mutu an nam. A roma hens machar a veg a muir war na dom. Gan the mes an chidi art an che dat an a tar. E cost na gi is farige maskin a han a dom. Ach an ish a tema istes ma giri lag broche cheng. Niel ma dulga brala bashael beshinter mesig hel. A ver malta da jana glore mar harma stama am. Hier girlar na farige maskana hana man. Germaige?
In a barroom in Belfast, singing into a pint glass, Jack Campbell's in full blast, last orders are called. In the bar stool, the Mustang, he sways as his voice sang of gunfire that rang out on the OK Corral. His woman, Nita, he called Rosalita and dreams of senoritas when drink hits his head. She whispers, hey, Jose, let's you and me, mosey, where we can be cozy in our own homestead. And way out behind the Black Mountain, street demons come out to dance, and cowboys who sing songs of gunfights and engines. Against submachine guns they haven't a chance. As homeward they ambled, Rosalita and Jack Campbell call at the panhandle, fast food takeaway. As they dance round that chippy, crying yippee-yi, yippee, and the crowd in the queue answered yippee-yi-yay. A slow car was cruising, its victim a-choosing. Jack turned in confusion when he saw the gun. His last word was Jesus. As the trigger was squeezed, Jack's on his knees and the slow car is gone. And way out behind the Black Mountain, street demons had come out to dance. And the cowboy that sang songs of gunfights and engines against submachine guns, he hadn't a chance. Now the years have rolled onwards, and behind closed doors Nina sings slower in Prozac and gin. Her nights and her days are spent in a haze down an old dusty trail where good times had been. Once again she's Rosalita, the dark senorita, and ready to greet her Jack Campbell, her man. He whispers, come on, let's ride into the sunset, for heaven's just one step from the old Rio Grande. And way out behind the Black Mountain, Rosalita and Jack Campbell dance, and the troubles of an old song forgotten and long gone, and dreamers can hold on to love and romance. Yes, way out behind the Black Mountain, Rosalita and Jack Campbell dance, and the troubles of an old song forgotten and long gone, and dreamers can hold on to love and romance.
Green and bheith in ucht is chisarnach I sioglan tronona, back walhig portarat, mar skrad strak an nonvrat. Shan litter halahe o levagam. Le gach fakkel diocht dar olus, pian binneva kedaligam a leefshe, de vroeg gemak ach fakkel dief, a joor fein. De gwini is an love in an skriven, love a wie nahant am reik, love a halrief knastig shan a vieblo, love a vi mar valsam is to time. Agus hit an mehaf shiris jacks a gire, den ulgart jinu religwan kashaun, is I lorn a balawana mahimpel, de Louis goes ord set snapte, and do foul. Gille gerkele, law keet kamine, gille aulina de downiger altor, gille banje schreint hers na kiekib, na recurred an ma wahir, gille nood. Vi magna, oscúr se féin, a gír an taile cyflashe gahmlan, nor a detal trid an giwn a spawn gamínle. Spidóg, a vi gan rarfel gan skán. Agus danos cyn na huige, fwy mar gamoldi, garef an tushka hug I kelter cog, ach an tei a vi ag fehefins an goren, is the rinnes ead fwen gadruf nav gnog. De hurling na vlas ar an uichin, vi mairu fosag nefe an een, vi is dail tamak on dia genoim húta, is an uichin os makor in imi gein. Sa churak bron de folkaman an drúsach, hit snakte gan manicht ar my chrí, an is eilekad sa chrí a ginu onrig, chyrna na manad umper mei, tri roihe in a bren. Honig na skológa la borof harm slúsad, is the scúbad an la finnevan chréis Jackson uig. Deachus sa troeles vi corsa I glan ein lúne, deachus ar an sagart is vi seiltert in a ganús. Crían an bheith in úlgart. Is sisar na cí siad an tróna, bac walheg portret, mar sgrad strac ar an nónrad. Ranna, bioga, bachacha, a scríbhgam. Bhailim brethir erbils bidóige. Bhailim sprid le glanta glúna dhíbert. Bhailim tríl go deire lei go bránach.
Hello, here's a song that I learnt years and years and years ago from my mother back in Aberdeen. It's a lovely old Scottish song called The Road and the Miles to Dundee, and I hope you enjoy it. Cold winter was howling o'er moor and o'er mountain, and wild was the surge on the dark rolling sea, when just about daybreak I met a young lassie who asked me the road and the miles to Dundee. Says I, my young lassie, I canna will tell ye the road and the distance I canna well gie, but if you permit me to gang a wee bitty, I'll show you the road and the miles to Dundee. At once she consented and gave me her arm. Never a word did I speak while the lassie meshed be. She appeared like an angel in feature and form, as she walked by my side on the road to Dundee. At length, with the house Strathmartin behind us, the light of the town in full view we could see. She said, gentle sir, should I never forget ye, for showing me far on the road to Dundee. So I took the goatpin from the scarf on my bosom, and says, take ye this in remembrance o' me. And bravely I kissed the sweet lips o' the lassie, ere I parted wi' her on the road to Dundee. So here's to the lassie, I ne'er will forget her, and ilka young laddie that's listening to me. Oh, never be sweet to convey a young woman, though it's only to show her the road to Dundee. Though it's only to show her the road to Dundee. Thank you.
Well, to try a little song by Ewan MacColl. It's called The Joy of Living. Farewell, you northern hills, you mountains all, goodbye. Moorland and stony ridges, crags and peaks, goodbye. Glitter, fag, farewell, Coolbeg, Scarfell, cloud-bearing Selvan. Sun-warmed rock and the cold of Bleaklo's frozen sea, the snow and the wind and the rain of hills and mountains. Days in the sun and the tempered wind and the air like wine, and you drink till you're drunk on the joy of living. Farewell to you, my love, my time is almost done. Lie in my arms once more until the darkness comes. You fill all my days, kept the night at bay, dearest companion. Years pass by and they're gone with the speed of birds in flight. Our lives like the verse of a song heard in the mountains. Give me your hand and love and join your voice with mine, and we'll sing of the hurt and the pain and the joy of living. Farewell to you, my chicks, now you must fly alone. Flesh of my flesh, my future life, bone of my bone. May your wings be strong, may your life be long, safe be your journey. Each of you bears inside of you the gift of love. May it bring you light and warmth and the pleasure of giving. Eagerly savor each new day and the taste of its mouth. Never lose sight of the thrill and the joy of living. Take me to some high place of heather, rock, and ling. Scatter my dust and ashes, feed me to the wind, so that I may be part of all you see, the air you are breathing. I'll be part of the curlew's cry and the soaring hawk, the blue milk worth and the sundew hung with diamonds. I'll be riding the gentle wind as it blows through your hair, reminding you how we all shared in the joy of living.
Hi, I'm delighted to contribute to the North Wexford singing session, and I'm going to sing a song from my own county of Limerick, and it's called Where the Mulcair River Flows. I'll sing to you of a lovely place, and it's there I'd like to be, where I could spend my time away in merriment and glee. The maidens fair, I do declare, it's with them I'd like to go, and have a stroll along the banks where the Mulcair River flows. I love the hills of my native place and the valleys lying around, where in my youth with dog and gun the game in plenty we found. It's true that rich and fertile vale each day I used to go, and often lay on the grassy banks where the Mulcair River flows. Your hills of Derg and of Rackisle amongst you I will remain, where I have spent my youthful days round lovely Palace Green. Fond memories will bring to me those days of long ago, when I used to ramble down the banks where the Mulcair River flows. I will always think on those good old days I spent around those hills. In merry chat we oft-times sat down by their rippling rills, and on a summer's evening, when the sun was sinking low, I'd ramble through that lovely place where the Mulcair River flows. Along those banks I daily strayed in the days when I was young. The wild duck fell a victim to the level of my gun. The partridge, snipe, and pheasant were plenty there also. It's many a day of sport we had where the Mulcair River flows. Oh, I will praise those happy days when in my youth and bloom I hunted on the mountain side by Capham Moor and Doon, through Castlegar and Castletown, those places I well know, and through Gortavala's moory land where the Mulcair River flows. So now tonight, my comrades bright, I'll bid you all adieu, as I must finish these few lines I'll quickly tell to you. Train up your youth to hunt and shoot, with a dog and gun to go, and kill the game that still remain where the Mulcair River flows.
I'll sing a song of Tim Lane's, The Grisly Murder of Joe Frawley. I'll sing of Mikey Cleary, who in this town did dwell. He worked in Frawley's Music Lounge, a pub you all know well. Joe Frawley was a councillor full of wit and rural charm, with a maize food store in the shop next door and a 90-acre farm. When the week it starts he has cards and darts, and Tuesdays nothing much. On Wednesdays there's a disco bar with flashing lights and such. The local cultist meeting goes wild on Thursday nights. But when the weekend comes around, man, it's really out of sight. From bogs and drains and from shady lanes, from the woodwork everywhere, on buck rakes and in motoring cars, they do assemble there, wit and whistles there, and mandolins, bazookies by the score, bowrons and bones, mouth organs, spoons, and a Portuguese guitar. I'll also sing of Bridging Ring, out the country she did live. She fell in love with young Cleary for the service he could give. 'Tis many's the toasted sandwich he'd slip free across the bar, and many's the West Coast cooler too, in fact lashings of free jar. But word did spill as word soon will with his complimentary beer, and a local spy who lived nearby whispered in Joe Frawley's ear, your profits there gone down the drain, was young Cleary pulling your pints there, been given away for SFA to the young one smoking joints. Now when old Frawley heard of this, his face turned a greenish grey. Unto our lovesick barman these awful words did say, you will repay without delay all the money that you stole, or you lose the job without a bob. And I'll bar you from the dole, oh, from bogs and drains and from shady lanes and the woodwork everywhere. On buckracks and in motoring cars they do assemble there, with fiddles there and banjos too, palo soprani small and large, mandocellos, flutes, Celtic harps and lutes, and a flat-bellied 12-string blarge. Well, it happened on a wet weekend, 5 days before the flat. She's gone up to her father, and unto him did say, Da, I'm coming into town a while to see what I could see, to down some black and have some crack, and to hear some skiddery-dee. And when she walked into the pub all ready for the booze, old Frawley sidled up to her, and his words did careful choose. Then at this fair young maiden he then threw the bloody book, saying, you'll not get tight in here tonight, so fuck off and sling your hook. And when she heard those boorish words, she shed not a single tear, but swore by all the burning brass from here to Germain Greer that she would get revenge on him and slit his slimy throat, then throw his body all in the lake and spoil her fine gale vote off from bogs and drains and from shady lanes from the woodwork everywhere. On buckracks and in motoring cars they do assemble there, with concertinas rare from County Clare, hurdy-gurdies by the ton, continental types with uilleann pipes, bombards and snare drums, while he was making silage on the old bog he called a farm. It is quite true he never knew that he would come to harm, for she crept up close behind him, and with the black diamond banjo wire she strung it tight round his windpipe, then threw him all in the mire. And when the guards they heard of it, their investigation it made clear, we have reasonable suspicion foul play was involved here, for we found his body floating at the bottom of the lake, and those marks around his windpipe a blunt instrument did make. And when she was accused of it, her solicitor he did say, my client pleads not guilty unto her dying day. But the judge he roared, not likely, and his mouth obscured by foam, 'tis around the bend your life you'll end in a psychiatric home. Old Frawley he was buried in a coffin cask or beer, and the ghost of crazy Bridgeen whispers in his tone-deaf ear, I stilled your life forever, you chauvinistic little shower. You'll be calling time forevermore, where there's never a holy hour.
My parents reared me tenderly, I being their only son. Little did they think I would follow the fife and drum. They brought me up in the fear of God, kept me from tile and wall, which makes me sigh, and oft times cry. I wish the war was o'er. To finish my education, education. They sent me to school a while, and with some hard industry kept me in proper style. But with some liquor in my head, I sailed for Glasgow Green. I enlisted with John Barber, all for to serve the King. After 7 long years had passed and gone, I thought on my liberty. After 7 long years had passed and gone, I thought I would be free. But the answer the Colonel gave to me, it oft times makes me sigh, that I was bound to serve the King till all the wars were mine. I'll take my sack and bounty, perhaps 'twill be for life, and I'll cross the briny ocean, and the gun will be my wife, and I'll fill up a flowing bowl, and I'll toss it o'er and o'er. Fair maid, don't weep, for I'll return when the cruel war is o'er.
Hope you enjoyed this one, Rachel. It's a song by Pat Cooksey called The Sick Note. Dear sir, I write this note to you to tell you of my plight, and at the time of writing I am not a pretty sight. My body is all black and blue, my face a deathly grey, and I hope you'll understand why Paddy's not at work today. Whilst working on the 14th floor, some bricks I had to clear, and to throw them down from such a height was not a good idea. The foreman wasn't very pleased, he being an awkward sod, and he said I'd have to cart them down the ladders in me hod. Now clearing all those bricks by hand, it proved so very slow, so I hoisted up a barrel and secured the rope below. But in my haste to do the job I was too blind to see that a barrel full of building bricks was heavier than me. And so when I untied the rope, the barrel fell like lead, and clinging tightly to the rope I started up instead. I shot up like a rocket till to my dismay I found that halfway up I met the bloody barrel coming down. Well, the barrel broke me shoulder as to the ground it sped, and when I reached the top I banged the pulley with me head. I clung on tight, though numb with shock from this almighty blow, while the barrel spilled out half its bricks 14 floors below. Now when these bricks had fallen from the barrel to the floor, I then outweighed the barrel and so started down once more. Still clinging tightly to the rope, my body racked with pain. When halfway down I met the bloody barrel once again. Well, the force of this collision halfway up the office block caused multiple abrasions and a nasty case of shock. Still clinging tightly to the rope, I fell towards the ground, and I landed on the broken bricks that were all scattered round. I lay there groaning on the ground, I thought I'd passed the worst, but the barrel hit the pulley wheel and then the bottom burst. A shower of bricks rained down on me, I didn't have a hope. As I lay there bleeding on the ground, I let go the bloody rope. The barrel now being heavier, well, it started down once more, and it landed right across me as I lay there on the floor. It broke 3 ribs in my left arm, and I can only say that I hope you'll understand why Paddy's not at work today.
This wee song I was going to give you, it's called The Fisher's Cot. My Uncle Geordie would have sung it pretty regular. And I come from a fishing family myself, so it cuts with me, it resonates. So, goes like this. My thoughts and fancy take their flight from days when but a boy, when carelessly I wandered through my own beloved mountain. I have seen great lands and mansions grand, with cities fine and gay. There's no better spot for a fisher's cot on the banks of sweet Loch Nane. Now I was told that there was gold and wealth in foreign parts, but millionaires can have their cares, in fact have broken hearts. But a heart so light, a smile so bright, you'll not find far away. It's what you've got in your fisher's cot on the banks of sweet Loch Nane. I've met some friends now of my youth who were forced to roam. With tearful eye they recognise there is no place like home. But if God would grant one wish they'd want, and for a wish they'd pray, for a peaceful bed to lay their head on the banks of sweet Loch Nane. God bless you, Derrylochan, King's Island on Clonoo. God bless you, Killacolby, Grantole and Old Arbo. It was God who planned that enchanted strand from Toon to Washington Bay, and he ne'er forgot the fisher's cot on the banks of sweet Loch Nane. And where is that pretty colleen now, to whom I went to school? Her hut she took a woman's vow, and filled a golden rule. And I'm alone, I'm far from home, no children find her gay. Sad is my lot from a fisher's cot on the banks of sweet Loch Nane. And now, kind friends, my news was then, I am coming home once more, to some shitty nook to bit my hook along that emerald shore. My line to haul, my net to trawl, my boat to bring to bay. Never more to roam from my cherished home on the banks of sweet Loch Nane.
Michael Hogan was shot dead in Croke Park on Bloody Sunday 100 years ago come this November. He was playing in a football match for Tipperary against Dublin. At the time, the Black and Tans raided Croke Park and they shot dead 14 people, including Michael Hogan. And Michael Hogan's name is on in the Hogan stand in Croke Park, bears his name. So this is the Ballad of Mick Hogan. It was not in his home he died, or missed the battle grim, while playing that great old Irish game, the Black and Tans killed him. When Croke Park it was crowded, a hell of lads spread wide. Upon the sod he loved so well, it was there Mick Hogan died. His lifeblood trickled o'er the sun, his soul had flown on high. Machine guns spread the playing field, his comrades there drew nigh. But when the firing it was o'er, his comrades gazed upon the still and lifeless form of Argyll from Slievenamon. It was not but he wished to die, a soldier of his land, for he had answered Ireland's call when freedom's name was banned. It was on that bloody Sunday when England's work was done. Now another rebel heart lies still, Argyll from Slievenamon. English Mockler they will muster o'er the green sod once again. The blood of Ireland's brave and best will not be shed in vain. The memories of our martyr dead will in our hearts live on. Oh, we won't forget Mick Hogan yet, who sleeps near Slievenamon. When the flag of Irish freedom waves throughout the land he loved, the souls of those he died to save will greet him high above. It was he who bore the cross for them, so they'll hear these words well done. Now another rebel's heart beats still, Argyll from Slievenamon.
I'm a traditional singer from County Tyrone, and I write songs as well to traditional airs. The song that I'm going to be singing for this is a translation and variation of the traditional song Míle or Míle. And for those of you who don't know, Míle is a song about actually that fella there and Friunsa, Bonnie Prince Charlie. And I have what feels like a very personal connection to that figure now. So this is my variation, slight translation of that song. Shemolech mohilamar, Shemochezar hilamar, Sunshan words hin, Achwigin mohilamar. Oh, once I was a comely mead, I'm now out of my cheeks they feed, since my love has left this gentle glade, and her ribbons blue and white cockade. Shemole mohilamar, Shemochezar hilamar, Sunshan words hin, Achwigin mohilamar. Oh, here I'm wrapped in grief and woe, my tears spill out and down they flow. I send my letters to and fro, for the mention of Mochel Bio. Shemolech mohilamar, Shemochezar hilamar, Sunshan words hin, Achwigin mohilamar. No bird song wafts upon the air, there's no joy in hunting for the hare, there's no relief in summer's flare. Since my love has gone, I've lost all care. Shemolech mohilamar, Shemochezar hilamar, Sunshin words hin, Achwigin mohilamar. One day I'll see my love again, riding high across the fen, and held aloft by many men. My blackbirds fly above the glen. Shemolech mohilamar, Shemochezar hilamar, Sunshan words hin, Achwigin mohilamar.
Farewell to Bargey's lovely towers, my father's own estate, and farewell unto its lofty bowers, my own ancestral seat. Farewell each friend and neighbour that once I well knew there. My tenants now will miss the hand that fostered them with care. Farewell to Cornelius Grogan and Kelly ever true, John Coakley and good Father Roach, receive my last adieu. And fare thee well, bold Esmond Kine, though proud oppression's laws forbid us to lay down our lives, we bless the holy cause. Farewell, my brave united men, who dearly with me fought, though tyrants' might has vanquished right, full dearly it was bought. And when the sun of freedom again upon you shines, at last let Bagnall Harvey's name array your battle lines. Although perchance it is my fate in Wexford town to die, oh, bear my body to the tomb wherein my fathers lie, and have the solemn service read in Meglass holy towers, and of 12 young maidens from Bargy's side to scatter my grave with flowers. So farewell to Bargy's lovely groves, since from you I must part. A stranger now may call you his, while sorrow fills my heart. And when at last fate shall decree that Erin should be free, then Bagnall Harvey's rightful heir shall be returned to thee.
Hi everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. Thanks a million for helping us keep the North Wexford Singing Circle going for the past 3 months. It's been really lovely to keep in touch with everybody. Fingers crossed we'll get back into Frenches sooner rather than later. I'm going to finish with Johnny Doyle. You sons of Dan O'Connell's guard, give ear unto my doleful ditty. 'Tis all about this sailor lad, whose birthplace was in Dublin city. My song is for to demonstrate a story with a pious moral, beginning close to Carlisle Bridge and ending on the Isles of Carroll. Now the schooner sailed from George's Quay. 'Twas on a sultry summer season, and on the shore a maiden stood and wept like one bereft of reason. Ah, Johnny Doyle, me love for you is true but full of deep contrition. And what will all the neighbours say about myself in my condition? Now the captain turned and sails unfurled. The schooner started down the Liffey. The maiden gave a piercing wail. She was a mother in a jiffy. The vessel crossed the harbour bar, her course was set for foreign waters, to China where they are very wise, and drown at birth their surplus daughters. Now many years have passed and gone, and Mary's child is self-supporting, and Mary's heart is fit to break when that young buck goes out a-courting. And so she says on one fine day, he'll leave me alone and melancholy, and I'll dress myself in sailor's clothes, and I'll scour the 7 seas for Johnny. Now she ships on board a pirate boat that's rated on the hot equator, and with those hairy buccaneers there sails this sweet and virtuous creature. The captain thought her name was Bill, his character was most nefarious, consorting with this heinous beast, her situation was most precarious. Now 'twas in the hot Saragossa sea, where rakish barks were idly rolling, and Mary in the middle watch, the quarter deck she was patrolling. She carefully watched the neighbouring ship, then suddenly became exclaimant, for there upon the gilded poop stood Mr. Doyle in gorgeous raiment. And now they're back in Sweet Rings End, the gem that sparkles on the Dodder. He leads a peaceful merchant's life, and earns a trade in oats and fodder. Be marriage line, she's Mrs. Doyle, she keeps a stall of periwinkles, and when Johnny says she's that away, his single eye with joy it twinkles. Their family now with numbers 10, and Mary's heart sings like a linnet, and Johnny's tamed that wild young buck who pushed her patience to the limit. They're happy now in Sweet Rings End, they'll sail no more for foreign waters. For Johnny Doyle, his hands are full with 5 strong sons and 5 sweet daughters. Sinead, I hope you all have a lovely summer. Keep safe and well, and we'll see you again soon. When first we met, complete awkward strangers, we did not know if we could be friends. How soon we've come for to know each other, and now I know we will meet again. So here's to you and our time together. I will share with you a parting glass, and I'll bid adieu